maybe I can kind of elaborate on some of the vague issues and things I just brought up while I'm answering your questions. But this is hard to like get out with these nails. This like multi-use balm. You can use that as blush or lipstick. That sounds nice. I'm going to read your questions. You guys had some really good ones. You never know what to expect. And they're kind of like all over the show, so where do I even start? Okay. I'm just gonna like scroll to the bottom because I think that will just be like in order of which comments I got first to last. And why not prioritize those of you that were quick to jump on my community post. I so appreciate it. I so appreciate your curiosity and just interest in my life. I'm nervous. Okay. I think I've been also subconsciously putting this off because I'm nervous. It's not that deep. Okay, so someone asked if should I actually like say the name of the user? Like, girl. Water Tigress 9328. Thank you for your question. They asked if you were a Disney princess, which one would you be? They also asked what's your favorite cartoon of all time and what's your favorite dessert? Cartoon is just the first one that pops into my head. Probably Scooby-Doo. I loved Scooby-Doo growing up. I haven't watched it in a while, but oh my god, do I need to? Yes. I'm actually just not a huge cartoon person. I think the only other one that I would like actually sit down and really be invested in would be American Dad. I watched that a lot in college. I don't know. I just prefer like real people. It's just easier for me to get immersed, but I can do, I think like there's definitely the nostalgia element like that draws me in with Scooby-Doo and American Dad because I watched that a bunch in college. picky about like holiday spices, but I love them in a soft, juicy cookie. And eating raw gingerbread. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. My head's all over the place. Nothing beats that. Yeah, I feel like I really love anything. Like I like ice cream a lot. I was just thinking specifically about salted caramel ice cream. I love like a milkshake with malt, like a black raspberry malted milkshake. I really like anything that's like sweet and salty. So literally like put salt on any dessert and I'm into it. Like I'll put salt on my vanilla ice cream sometimes, like that flaky, is it blur to sell? What's it called? I don't know. Sweet and salty. Oh, super random, but I love marzipan. I haven't had that in forever. Okay, let's see. Then my sweet love, Jessica. Her user is Jessica's secret account. Hi, baby. Thank you for your question. She wanted to know, how did you start listening to and eventually making ASMR? If you hear crunching, it's my rat eating cereal, I think. I first started listening to ASMR in high school, probably my freshman year, maybe my sophomore, but it was like pretty soon after starting high school. I don't even know how I really stumbled across it. It must have just like popped up on my YouTube. I'm sure I was looking up like relaxing videos or videos for sleep or something like that, because I struggle a lot, especially back then, with winding down, quieting my racing thoughts, and having ASMR, particularly the kind, I like both no talking and talking, but when my brain is just like firing off in a bunch of different directions and I can't get it to chill, I really just like to listen to someone ramble, whether that's about like their life, something very mundane like over explaining, or I don't really love affirmations. I'm a little bit picky about that, but I think the first, it was definitely like talking ASMR that I initially got into, and I think it was Karuna Satori. Well, no. The first one was this guy. I can't believe it was a man, because I cannot watch men do ASMR now. I hate it, genuinely. Especially like the mouth sounds. Was it like, it was Relax something, and it was like this bald guy. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't really care about giving him credit because I haven't watched him in 10 years. I don't even know if he still makes content. Is that harsh? Whatever. And then it was probably Karuna Satori, I would dare say. And I loved her. I still really like her. I don't listen to her a ton. Just because sitting on my bed in my little apartment dorm that I shared with 3 other girls and making my first video. I remember I had like a little blonde bob. The video might still be on here if you guys like scroll all the way back on my channel. And I can't even remember what it was. Probably just me rambling. And I've been making it on and off for sure since then. I think I've always had an interest in making content, and that was just kind of what I was most passionate about at the time and still am. And then so obviously I started on YouTube, and then I made my TikTok ASMR account and started uploading on there during COVID, probably like a year or so in early 2020, or sorry, like early 2020s, like probably, I don't know if that makes sense, probably 2021. And I can't believe now we have over 50,000, almost 60,000 people on there, and I never post, so I really should be more consistent. I just am so easily overwhelmed, so sorry about that. YouTube and my YouTube community is just a little bit more cozy and special to me, I suppose. I think TikTok stresses me out a little bit because there's just so many comments, and like people just tend to be a bit more harsh. And I also feel like, I don't know, I just connect more with my YouTube community because there's fewer people on here. I don't know, I just like YouTube better. I like long form content a lot better. When it comes to ASMR, I much prefer consuming long form content. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question, my love. So Claire Finley 88, thanks girl, asked, I think you mentioned in a video before that you're a care worker. Do you do that full time? Do you enjoy it, or is YouTube your main job? YouTube is certainly not my main job. Yes, I am a care worker. Full time, I'm actually a live-in caregiver, so this cutesy little apartment is a basement, a finished basement apartment at my client's house in rural New Hampshire with a beautiful view of Mount Monadnock, one of the most climbed mountains in the world, I believe. I'm spoiled. It's a really, really good gig, especially now that I've been here since very beginning of April, end of March, and I just feel really, really settled. It definitely took some time to get used to. Like, it was a huge lifestyle change, really big. Just kind of had to rework my whole schedule. Really big change of pace. But the best part of it is, and the most important part of it is, just like with any relationship, the communication with my client is so good. And we've just communicated our way through the struggles of living together, really. And now I feel like we have a really, really awesome balance. And I also have a lot of help from the rest of the care team that we have. And over the last few months, especially, I've taken on a little bit more of, I guess you could say, like, administrative role. I don't know if that's just more of a leadership role. Keeping everyone organized, making sure like everyone's in the loop, whether that's like with our group chat or the big whiteboard with updates. I do most of the scheduling stuff, so people usually reach out to me for that. And I just kind of keep the fixing the generator to like my client got a new really fancy chair recently, and I did all of the communicating with the local company that she got it from. I try to be as available as possible, so even though like there's other caretakers and people that help out hourly, there's like a doorbell at the top of the stairs that people can ring at any time. I'm usually home. So like yesterday I went up, a new woman, it was her first day of training, and another caretaker was training her, but she can't understand my client super well. My client has ALS, and she's had it for like 24 years, and her speech is very like slur. I think mumbled would be a better way of describing it. So if you don't know her and you're not used to communicating with her, it can be hard to understand like anything she says. But I've been with her for almost 3 years now. Yeah, and I can understand her pretty fluently. So I was just up there for like an hour going over some like important things that she didn't want to have to like type out with her eyes on her special computer, or like have to fumble through with the two of them. Yeah, so just kind of like anything you can imagine a live-in caretaker might do, I probably do it. I do like all the, or most of like the maintenance things and business related things like paperwork, bills, writing checks, like making sure people get paid, just like basic stuff like cleaning. Yeah, but again, I also have a ton of help from the hourly people, so it's not like I'm working 24/7. It's become a really good balance, and I like feeling useful. I don't know, I've never had a job that I feel like is just so, it's just kind of made for me, I think, at least for where I'm at in my life right now. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. Fickle My Dancy 1250 asked, if you had unlimited money, what would your life look like right now? Oh my god, that's kind of a hard one. Boy, I would really need to think about that to answer it to my best ability. But I think I would be traveling a lot more. It's not really something I think about, to be honest. I'm just used to, I was gonna say like always just kind of scraping by, but I am pretty fortunate, especially now with this job. Although like I'm just not very good with my money, and I'm a lot more like live in the moment rather than save. I'm really not great at saving. But like if I happen to win the lottery or something like that, I would really, 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 really want to treat my like closest loved ones to, like for my parents, helping them build their retirement home that they've been talking about for years and years and years, and are just, that's just their life goal where they're at right now, and they have so many cool like homesteading things they want to do that I would love to help out with. And my sibling, I would just love to travel with them. And like I would really, I know it can come across as potentially like disingenuous and just wanting to seem super incredibly selfish not to. And not just selfish, but yeah, just gross. Because literally, why wouldn't I? And like I said, I am, especially these days, able to live quite comfortably. And I really don't need a ton of fancy things. So I think I would end up like getting bored with, or not getting bored, but just like not knowing what to do with an unlimited supply of money. I think it would kind of overwhelm me. And sharing it, especially in a world that country and the whole world that operates like at its center, it just operates on wealth and money, and the more money you have, the more opportunities you have. Peeps. Taking in my plants. And I've had a lot of incredible opportunities throughout my life. So if I could give other people even just a little bit of that, that would make me so happy. I would also, speaking of my rat babies, I would also just get a fuck ton of rats, really. I would have a special rat room with everything I needed, everything they needed, tons of entertainment. And I would just lay on the floor and let my rats run all over me, and I'd be in heaven. I would also want to put money into like local conservation efforts, and I would have to like do research, but just finding out like where I felt I could make the biggest difference in supporting the natural habitats and sweet creatures, especially in my area, but abroad. Yeah, I just think again, like, why wouldn't I? Unlimited money. And the natural world is incredibly, incredibly important to me. I think it's one of the most beautiful things, and the diversity will never fail to baffle me. And I think it's the least we as people, and just I myself, it's the least I owe this incredible place that I'm so lucky to get to experience in my lifetime. And it's given me so much excitement and healing and adventure. I want to get back. And okay, like, to be totally real, obviously I would want to shop a lot too, but that really only gets you so far. So I'm really trying to be a lot better about overconsumption lately, and I have gotten a lot better. So I would want to be even more mindful of that, because if I suddenly came into unlimited money, it would be like, this is amazing, I just want to buy all the things I want. And it would be kind of hard not to succumb to that, and I'm sure I would to some extent. But yeah, I would love to get like a really nice, I don't know, lately I just want a really nice, perfect handbag, like the perfect size with a bunch of pockets. And definitely vintage. I really want, what do you call, I'm totally blanking on the name. Those bags with the big locks. Oh my god, what are they called? Chloe Paddington. Duh. Like a Chloe Paddington like bag. But they're like $2,000 to $3,000 plus. Like this. And I would also want to, I think like coming into that much money would mean, got like hair on my screen, it would be really important to do a lot of research. Just like keeping in mind wanting to limit overconsumption and really wanting to get, I don't know, I just value quality over quantity so much more these days. And just like for skincare, I would want to be getting like the best of the best, like whole ingredients. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like non-synthetic. Natural is such a like vague term. That's why I'm trying to avoid using that. But like a lot of cosmetic products that are high quality, like straight from the source, ingredients can be really, really expensive. So yeah, I would want to do research on that and not just like get excited and go out and buy like I used to and get like the pretty packaging that's, I don't know, like Ola Henriksen, that's like $70 for some skincare products, or like Tatcha. Fuck that. Maybe even like learn to make some of my own. That would be really cool. I don't know, I just feel like having endless, I'm taking forever to answer this question, but having an unlimited amount of money, I feel like you could just literally do anything. I mean, you could. Money low-key can buy happiness. Don't be mad. Yeah, I might get like kind of overwhelmed, and not in like a bad way, but yeah, I would just want to enrich my life and those around me as much as I could. Okay. Anyway. If you could be any animal or mythical creature, what would you be? Do you want another tattoo? If yes, what would you want to get? As a trinket girly, what is your favorite thing you own? Ooh, that last part's hard. If I could be any animal or mythical creature, I would be a fairy. Duh. Super unsurprising and basic, I guess, for me, but I don't know. Being a mermaid would also be awesome. I love the ocean, and I always think of the beautiful mermaids in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Which one is that? I don't know. Like the siren type mermaids that like sing and lure men in and then kill them. I would love that. But like if we're talking like real animals, I wouldn't want to be an animal in today's world, because you just have to be like in fight or flight constantly. Martha. I would totally be one of my rats. But like not a rat in the wild, because like poor New York City rats. I mean, I'm sure like rural rats have a grand old time, but I don't know. There's a lot of harmful stuff out there. And I think I would want to be like a humanoid creature if I could change if I could change the creature, the body that I'm in. Yes. Do you want another tattoo? I most definitely want another tattoos. Many more. My next one I really want to be, I have to schedule it, but I really want it to be 2 rats and then their tails are connecting into a heart. I also really want a tree frog. I know it's so cliche, but I want a barbed wire heart, like above my knee. I have for years. I don't know, like a part of loving tattoos is eating up even the kind of cheesy ones. I would totally want like matching tattoos with my loved ones that like would be open to getting tattoos. My sibling and I have matching tattoos, and I would most definitely get one with my mom and with Ryan, with my client if she would get one. I don't know, I just think tattoos are so fun and it's like, why not? I want like a big piece on my back, and I also want more on my legs, and I want to work on my arms because I want like patchwork sleeves, and this arm only has this, and this one has 4, I guess. Yeah, this was the first tattoo I ever got. They're supposed to be bluebells. And then I got the snake on this arm during COVID. I love it. And then I got Hello Kitty a couple years ago. And then I got this sick as fuck spider a couple months ago. Obsessed. I think I want the guy who did this, he's local, to do the rats. So I need to reach out. Maybe I'll do that after I film this. I also really want a neck tattoo. I want one so bad. I've always low-key wanted one. I've always thought about it. Whenever I see people's neck tattoos, I'm like, that is the hottest thing I've ever seen. I wanna, I don't know, bite you? No, that's not what I want to do, but I want one. Yeah, I like would love to be very heavily tatted. It's just, yeah, I guess that could also go into like if I had unlimited funds, then I would be much more tattooed than I am now, and very quickly, because I don't know, I don't really like overthink my tattoos. Like really the main thing that stands in my way, it's not like me being indecisive, it's just not having the money that I can justify like spending $300 to $600+ on a tattoo, because like I want them to be good quality, and yeah, even if it's something super random like fingernail clippers, I don't know why that just popped into my head, like I would want it to be good quality. That's so random. Anyway, I was thinking of that girl. Did I see a video of her that she had gotten a tattoo? I don't know, that girl on TikTok that she has like a worm wall, and she has a bunch of picture frames full of fingernail, like pictures of fingernail clippers. I don't know if that's too niche, but yeah, like getting like super random objects and stuff would be kind of fun. Not really big, but like little tattoos. I'm trying to think. And just like basic little symbols. Like I have a heart on my butt. I just think it's cute. Like a star would be really cute. I love like when people get like stars here or like on their lower stomach. Yeah. What's my favorite thing that I own? I cannot answer that. I mean, my rats, but they're not a thing. And my plants, would that count? I love this dresser behind me. Let me like go over and show you guys. I love this. Like, look at the detail. Look at some sheets that I should have folded because who has the time? Oh, it smells so good. It smells like old books. I believe this was made probably in like the 40s or 50s. And it was refurbished by a guy a couple hours away from here. We were driving back from a trip up north and I saw it on the side of the road and I was like, yep, you're coming home with me. And it was, I think, less than $200 for this big thing. Like, look at the, oh, I just love vintage stuff so much. Yeah, I'm sure like I'll think about this question later and be like, oh my god, why didn't I say that or that or that? But I don't know, I just love all kinds of things. So I feel like depending on the day or the time that you ask me that, I would probably have a different answer. I love my jewelry. My jewelry is very important to me. Do you play any music instruments? If not, would you like to? Oh, I didn't say the last comment. Oh, I don't think I've been saying people's users. The unlimited money comment was Fickle My Tansy. Did I say that one? I think so. And then the comment about mythical creature was from Dahlia Rivers. Thank you, my love. And then Malice wanted to know, do you play any musical instruments? If not, would you like to? I'm a music college student playing piano myself. That's awesome. I wish I could be that cool. I played guitar for probably only like a couple of years in like middle school. I could play a few little jigs, but I just didn't have the attention span and I really did not like my guitar teacher, so that kind of ruined it. Men. Yeah, I used to sing a lot. I was in choir in did they offer choir in my middle school? No. So it must have just been like starting in high school, and then I was in choir for at least 2 years in college, and I did theater, so I was like singing for that as well. And then I was out of practice for so long after graduating college, and I would just like sing for fun on my own. And I love that. And then I had surgery to remove my thyroid, and there was so much cancer everywhere, like embedded in my muscle, and a lot of it was like wrapped around one of my vocal cords. So they actually had to like completely sever one of my vocal cords. I don't know if some of you guys remember me talking about that months ago. That was in March. And my voice didn't return to normal until like towards the end of the summer, probably. Like, I feel like it's completely back to what it used to be, but I guess I can't really know for sure. But that's what other people say, at least, as well. And it is like that's my speaking voice. It's a lot harder for me to hit notes that I used to be able to hit. My voice is just kind of like, it cracks a lot easier. But yeah, I did speech therapy and that helped a lot. I just don't really sing as much anymore these days. And then Sassy Line wants to know, how did you find your style? What inspires you? Is there anything we don't know about you that you would love to tell us? I don't really know, like, I feel like I get inspiration, like everyone probably, from so many different, like places and people and cultures and artistic styles, and I don't know, I'm just kind of, my taste is just a collection of all the things I've found beautiful throughout my life and feel like I could rock. I don't know. Yeah, I think I, in some ways, have very similar taste to what I had back in high school even, but now I just have like the means and the resources to, and the confidence, I don't know if I would say bravery because it's not that serious, but to wear what I want and not worry about like what other people think, or I love, like, I'm not gonna get like too much into it, but like mixing patterns, I've always liked that, but used to just be like, it just scratched an itch in my brain, but way too, like, I would overthink it way too much to actually wear it in public. But like super funky bright pattern tights, yeah, mixing very different textures. I really just like super eclectic, whimsical. I've just always loved the whimsy in life, fairies and shiny things, and like I love the sounds that jewelry makes, like when it hits like other jewelry, or a lot of my like style interests, just I think just like for most people, like at their core come from things that just like make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and shiny, tinkly, wispy, fluttery, I don't know, like anything fairy like just makes me feel at peace. Yeah, and I also like as you see in my tattoos, I like kind of more edgy stuff as well, because I'm so like, no, not to be like that person, but I like a mix of it because it's fun. I really like putting things together that you normally wouldn't, that just like, I don't know, it's just satisfying. Yeah, and I wouldn't say like any specific people really inspire me. I just take like little things from all over. Like I can't think, because like I definitely see people on the internet all the time for sure that I'm like, oh my god, I love what they're wearing, or I want to try to mimic their like the way they stack their jewelry, or yeah, for sure. But there's not like one person like, or a couple of celebrities that I'm just like, it's my goal to emanate what they do and like copy. I really don't like the idea of just like copying what I see, and I'm not like so unique. I don't mean to be like annoying like that, but yeah, I don't think anyone does the same thing, like completely the same, if that makes sense. Like everything we do is in some way influenced by like all the things that have happened to us throughout our lives, and just like whatever we have access to in that given moment. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm just like rambling and staring off at the snow outside. What did you do with its leg? Where's its leg? Speaking of trinkets, God knows. I just saw this. I found this vintage 60s suitcase. This is a current favorite, that's for sure. It's like this kind of almost cardboard, wood, I don't know. And the metal handle. And the pattern. I love patterns so much, that it's like textured. And I love lace, like you can see the blankets behind me, like crochet. I really need to learn how to crochet. I know how to knit, but I haven't done it in so long. Patterns. They're so good. Anyway, I got distracted. It's 2022 now. Asks, what are your next goals for your YouTube channel? Any big plans for 2026? Did you get your 4 wisdom teeth removed? If so, was it fast to be put to sleep? In the dental chair, I'm terrified. And any funny stories? Okay, that's a lot. But yes, I have had all my wisdom teeth removed. I actually got all 4. Claire. What are you doing? She's like existing, leave me alone. I'm trying to like block the light because it's kind of distracting. Yeah, I got them all removed at the same time in high school when I lived in Slovakia. I remember it was like literally $500 out of pocket and the rest was covered because their healthcare is all socialized there. Yeah, and it was pretty easy. I remember being so worried about getting a dry socket, but and I've been put to sleep at this point. Like, I've been put to sleep twice in the last year. One of the times for over 8 hours, and the thought of it, like, I can't overthink it too much because it kind of freaks me out. Mainly like the thought of people doing stuff to me while I'm just dead to the world, essentially. It's weird. I don't think, like, wisdom teeth is one of those things that like most people have to get done at some point in their lives, and yeah, like things can go wrong, but as long as you really like know what you're getting yourself into, if you need to like comfort yourself by doing some research on like recovery tips and stuff, it's like a very common surgery and odds are you'll be okay. Oh, and they specifically asked if it was fast to be put to sleep. Yes, very fast. Anytime you get put to sleep, it's like 1, 2, 3. For plans for 2026, I don't know. I'm so, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm so lost right now. I really don't know what I want or where I want to go, but what time is it? Oh gosh, I've got to go to work soon. What I want to do with my life, I think I just don't want to put like too much pressure on myself, because I feel like that's when I'm actually the most productive and like end up making the most progress life-wise. I really would like to be more consistent with working out, and I just want to be more present. I really want to be more present. I really, really, really want to stop smoking Mary Jane consistently, or maybe even at all. I just feel so much better when I don't. It's just so hard to stop. So I think like my biggest goal, and potentially like the trickiest, would be being completely sober, and then having some kind of like workout regimen. And I think the last thing I'll say is just being less hard on myself, because people in my life tell me all the time, and I know it's true. My therapist tells me, like, I hear it in my head, like how derogatory I think towards myself. Yeah, I really want to be kinder to myself, because being so hard on yourself and degrading yourself all the time is just like the least productive, and not just that, but like most detrimental thing you can do to yourself, or one of the most, at least. My next goals for my YouTube channel, just try to be more consistent. I don't have much for that one. Oh wow, there's so many more questions. I might have to make a part 2 to this. Someone says, OMG, okay, so what exactly do you use in your hair? Because it always looks so shiny and has like insane volume. That is not true. Not true. I don't know what you're looking at, but I really love and appreciate you for saying that. It makes me feel a bit better. I have bleached my hair so many times. I've used like harsh dyes on it, box dyes, like all kinds. I've never gotten my hair professionally done. Maybe once, but I don't think I got it dyed. Maybe. But it was bringing it back to my natural color. I've had pink hair, I've had green hair, I've had blue. Well, I guess it was more of like an aqua, it wasn't totally green. Purple, blonde, varying shades of blonde, kind of auburn, bright red, deep red, light pink. I loved like light colors, like light purple, light blonde, light pink. So yeah, my hair has been through a lot, and it's always been like, even before I started dyeing it, it was very thin. Lately I've just honestly, like, the biggest thing that has helped me grow it much faster, and just I've noticed that it feels a lot healthier lately, is I've just stopped brushing it. Not completely, but I'll only brush it like before I shower and then just let it air dry. And I just try to do it like very slowly and meticulously, and like kind of like pick through the bigger knots rather than just trying to like tear through them. Just being a lot more intentional. And I've been trying to use products with like a little bit less. I used like so much variety and so many different things, just like for the fun of it, and because it was fun to buy cool looking products. And I'm just, again, trying to be a lot more intentional about the ingredients that I use. And yeah, I really don't do anything special to my hair. I have recently gotten into, oh, what's that oil? They've been talking, they have been talking about it a lot on the internet. Let me go get it. Martha. Batana. BATANA oil. 100% raw batana paste, or oil paste. I got this on Amazon. It smells so good. Like, you'd think they put fragrance in it. It smells like chocolate ice cream to me. Like a candy bar or something. I don't know, it smells so good. And what I'll do is I should be using it more frequently, like every time before I shower, but I probably only use it like, I don't know, a handful of times a month. I usually wash my hair like every 2 to 3 days. And when I have the energy, I will warm this up in my palms, because it is pretty like thick, kind of like how coconut oil is very thick, and you have to warm it up, and then it gets nice and like runny. And then I'll just work it into my scalp and kind of give myself a scalp massage. This, I know a lot of people have found, works really, really well. I think probably the more consistent you are, the better. But this is definitely the longest my hair has been since high school, I would say. Yeah. I brush it way less. I try to use a mask in it like at least a few times a month. And I use a lot less product than I used to. I would say those are my main things. And my hair really doesn't look that good, but again, I love you. Thank you for saying so. Do you ever plan, oh, and that was convex 0.00. And then Lily Catherine wants to know, do you ever plan on moving to a city, or do you prefer the rural environment you live in now? Love you. Love you too. Something in me has always wanted to move to New York City, specifically New York City. I don't think I ever will, though. I think it's much more enticing as a concept than making it reality. I think Portland, Maine would be perfect. It's where I grew up. And yeah, I don't want to live this rurally for my whole life. Like, maybe when I settle down when I'm older, but where I'm at right now, I'm bored. I want diversity. I want to just, like, things as basic as, like, people watch and aimlessly roam around the city and just, like, take in the vibrancy of life and different smells and different cultures and different sounds. And yeah, I want to be overwhelmed a little bit more than I am, because it's very underwhelming here in rural New Hampshire. It's beautiful. The nature is genuinely breathtaking, and that's one of the big reasons that I stay, because it makes me so happy, and I love having 4 seasons. Yeah, I would just like a little bit more substance and vibrancy in my life. So yeah, maybe Portland, Maine one day. That's where a lot of my family lives as well, around there. J.6246 asks, are you into astrology? What's your sign/chart? I'm not. I really can't answer this question, to be honest. I know I'm an Aries, and that's it. Sorry. Zomb_kitty wants to know, do you do anything else for work? Are you a full-time content creator? No, I already kind of answered that before. Thank you for your question, love. I'm definitely not a full-time content creator. The most money that I ever made, if you guys are curious, doing social media was when I would do regular TikTok lives. I don't know, like, maybe for a handful of months consistently, I was making anywhere from like a couple hundred to maybe like over $500 a month, and that would have been combined with what I was making on YouTube as well, because my content has been monetized on YouTube for over 2 years now. I think. Yeah, right now, like, I usually on average make like a little over $100 a month from YouTube, so no one can live on that, but it's okay. I really, especially lately, hate putting mid-roll ads, so that docks it a little bit too. What are your hobbies or pastimes outside of filming? I've been trying to be a lot more artsy lately. My plants, feeding the birds. I've been painting. I like painting mini canvases. That's like my little thing right now. I just love like nesting it and making my home feel cozy and just uniquely my own. I just love anything that makes me feel cozy, because my nervous system is a wreck most of the time. JSH Whalen asks, what's my favorite color? Pink. Pink, 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 all the way. Songs of Sears 5139 asked, do you have a favorite or default comfort book or 10? What kind of substrate do you use? Okay, so I think I don't read a lot. I know, berate me. I want to, I just really struggle to sit down and focus. But I will say, my favorite poet, I've been reading their poetry, especially lately, and they've been my favorite for years now, is Andrea Gibson. I really want to watch the documentary that came out. I think it's on Netflix. since their passing. Absolutely, like, unbelievably tragic. I'm gonna bawl the whole time, so I'm like mentally preparing myself for it. Yeah, love poetry. What kind of substrate do I use for my rats? And then they go on to say that like people can be really like have really strong preferences, and they're curious if I'm opinionated or not. Yes, to a degree. I use paper bedding. If you guys want to like come into the comments and tell me that that's bad, then I'll do more research. But in my experience, like, I've never had rats have like any kind of severe respiratory issues. All of my rats have passed away due to, well, one of them was just old age and the other two were cancer. And I don't use, the thing is, I just don't use a lot of bedding at all, or substrate, whatever you want to call it, at all. I just put it in their litter box and that's it. My smaller cage that's in the apartment, I don't use any at all. I just use like unscented pee-pee pads on the bottom. And I also use those unscented pads, specifically unscented, because like I'll never understand like when they market products that are made for animals, or products marketed for animals, like whenever they have scents and stuff is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand that. Like, why do they need scents? It's not good for you to be breathing in, let alone your animal. Yeah, so they have undyed paper bedding in their litter box, and it's made with I think it's made with recycled materials, because like sometimes I'll see like little like different colors, like little tiny flecks. I also love giving them tissue paper, so they can make their own little beds and nests with that. They love tissue paper, anything like crinkly like that. I've heard that you shouldn't use like wood shavings, cedar shavings, is that what it is? Because of the smell, and like the oils in them aren't good for rats to be breathing in. But yeah, I know some people are really opinionated one way or the other with that. I just kind of stick to what I'm used to and what I feel like my rats are healthiest with. Yeah. I'm under the impression you had your thyroid removed. I've been recently struggling with thyroid issues. What symptoms did you have prior to getting it removed? Does not having a thyroid influence your energy level or motivation? This is going to be the last one that I answer, because the other ones I've already kind of indirectly answered. This question is by Chelsea Lynn 2681. Thank you, Chelsea. You look so cute in your profile picture. Yes, I did have my thyroid removed. I have papillary thyroid cancer, and I probably will the rest of my life, just because mine's at a pretty advanced stage, or it was when I got my thyroid removed. Feeds. No, don't. Oh my gosh. I just tried to take her out of my plant. She shrieked at me. I promise she's fine. I had self-diagnosed myself before, as I mentioned it kind of towards the beginning of the video, before I was officially diagnosed. I had a feeling that's what it was, and a few months, well, years into me trying to get a diagnosis, but like after I completely lost my shit and went to the ER and was like, someone fucking listen to me, finally that got the ball rolling. And then a few months later I was able to get the diagnosis. I have a well differentiated form of thyroid cancer, so my thyroid, or the cancer cells, behave like exactly like healthy thyroid cells. So like when I was getting blood tests and stuff to check my thyroid, when people were like, okay, like if you think it's thyroid related, like doctors will test your thyroid, and everything came back completely normal, and they were like, girl, just, and I was like, no, like something is wrong. Why do I have hard as a rock lymph nodes in my neck? And they were just like, oh, it's fine. Like I went to urgent care, I got a new doctor, I went to the ER, and then finally I went to like the urgent visits department or whatever, like at my local hospital, and God bless this man, that finally ordered an ultrasound, and they looked at my lymph nodes and they were like, yep, those are calcifications. And I was like, I told you. I literally told you. Anyway, you can tell I'm still not over how that whole thing was handled. What time is it? Oh yeah, I gotta go. But my symptoms were like massive fatigue, and I still struggle with it now because I have to constantly be, I always mix it up. Excuse me. I don't explain it very well. But my thyroid has to constantly be Martha. Wait, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, hypothyroid rather than hyper, just so that my body's not essentially, like, I'm not gonna get into it, like signaling to make more cancer. So that results in me being, hey Martha, really tired all the time. Yeah. I think a lot of my symptoms, and this isn't meant to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, invalidate what I was actually experiencing. I do think a lot of them were enhanced just by how, like, anxious I was surrounding it, because I knew something was very wrong. And I think my body just as a whole, like, I remember every time I would wash my hair in the shower leading up to my diagnosis, like, I would keep having to take breaks because my arms would just be so tired and shaky, and like I couldn't do any kind of fancy hairstyle or anything because my arms would just get so tired. Working out felt like I was just so exhausted all the time, and I just felt like there was no point because it was just so uncomfortable. And then of course, like, the calcified, the very rock hard noticeable lymph nodes I had in my neck, those were my main symptoms. Yeah, this is such a long video. I hope I don't overthink it and I still upload it. Yeah, I'm currently working on getting sober, and I think my brain is just kind of like adapting to this new lifestyle. And when I smoke, it just gives me like so much brain fog. So I'm still getting over that and like some of the withdrawals. So I'm sorry if this was super full of filler words and long pauses while I think, and only to give you guys like a half satisfying answer. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I would love to do another one of these in the future. I love you.